You know, if Barack Obama spent more time apologizing to America and less time apologizing for America, we wouldn't be in this mess right now. And what's wrong with Mr. John Lewis? You know, it's not I don't have a problem with Mr. John Lewis's past. Mr. Lewis's past is not what I have a problem with. What I have a problem with is Mr. Lewis's present. Because Mr. Lewis is an elected official. He's a public servant. And how can you tell me, Mr. John Lewis, that you are trying to work hard for this country and work hard to participate in the system if you're not even going to show up for the inauguration? You know, for somebody who claims that it's despicable for Russia to be able to influence our politics here in the United States of America, they certainly have gotten to you, Mr. Lewis. They're making you sit out. Way to go, sir. Why don't you go ahead and let the Russians know how much control they have over you, Mr. Lewis, for making you sit out of the inauguration? I would argue, Mr. Lewis, that you are an elected official. You are a public servant. You are supposed to participate in the process. And if you are not going to participate in the process that you have been duly elected to participate in, then you can only be serving to undermine this great nation. And for that, I think that you should be ashamed of yourself. Shame on you for not going to Donald Trump's inauguration. The man won fair and square. And let me tell you something else, Mr. Lewis. I respect what you went through in the civil rights struggle, but the civil rights movement has been hijacked by the LGBT community, the illegal immigrants in this country, and the Muslims. They have hijacked the civil rights movement. The civil rights movement is no longer about African Americans. Are you serious? Mr. Lewis, are you seriously telling me that the civil rights movement is still about the struggle and the plight of African Americans? That is false. That is false. That movement has been hijacked. That movement has been hijacked by globalists. That movement has been hijacked by anybody who decides they don't like America and what it stands for. So give me a break with the civil rights movement. The civil rights movement is no longer what it used to be. And I think that is a shame. I think that is a real shame. African Americans have a legitimate argument, a legitimate case to make, but they can't make it because they're being undermined by the LGBT community. They can't make it because they're being undermined by illegal immigrants, and they can't make it because they're being undermined by the jihadis. So give me a break, Mr. Lewis. Have some respect for all Americans and show up at the inauguration. Donald Trump won fair and square. What are you resisting exactly, Mr. Lewis? I'd like to leave you all with this closing thought. 4 more days! 4 more days! 4 more days! Thanks for watching my videos, guys. And invite your friends to like this Facebook page here at Steve Spell 2 and Donald Trump Media Tracker. God bless you all, and God bless the USA.